So we will start off laying on our backs. If you have blocks, either way, you start with the knees bent, feet grounded. If you have blocks, the first block presses directly into the shoulder blades. Lengthen through the back of the neck and place the head on the second block. If you only have one block, you can use a blanket under the head, but you want to get to the point where the forehead is slightly above the chin so the body can settle into rest and digest and get out of fight or flight mode. If you don't have props, just lay flat on your back. If it feels good, you can extend the heels away from the crown of the head. Bring your awareness to your breath and take a moment to observe and check in with yourself before we get moving today. Notice the quality of the breath. Notice if the chest feels tight or open. If the breath is short or long. If the inhales or the exhales bear more weight. And we'll take a moment to intentionally deepen the breath. As you inhale, breathe into the back of the chest. Fill the top of the lungs all the way up to the shoulder blades. And as you exhale completely, soften into the support of the props or the ground beneath you. And have a few more deep, long breaths just like that. Filling the back body and the side bodies, as well as the front body. And as you exhale completely, soften back and spread wide across the floor. Finding that stacking of the bones and joints in the back body plane that connects you to the universal blueprint for optimal alignment, that allows the energy to flow through the body, bringing health, healing, and vitality. And then we'll do a quick scan through the physical body from the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. Inhale and draw the awareness up through the legs, into the pelvis, the hips, the low back. Notice any areas of tension, soreness, general discomfort. And as you inhale deeply, breathe into those places. Gently open and expand with the in-breath. As you exhale completely, allow tension to leave the body with the breath. The next inhale draws your awareness up the torso, into the shoulders, the neck, and the face. Once again, just observing where in the upper body you're holding tension today. And use the breath to bring the awareness there. The inhales create space, inviting fresh blood and oxygen to flow through those areas. And as you exhale completely, continuing the conversation of consciously asking your body to soften, release, and let go. Take a moment to observe how the shoulders and arms connect with the floor. Notice if one shoulder is held up away from the ground more than the other. If one hand rolls in on the pinky side more. If you find that to be the case, that lets you know that that shoulder is a little bit tighter. Working with the awareness from the inside out, send a breath there. Consciously asking it to soften more deeply as you exhale. Lastly, check in with your mind. Notice where your thoughts are at. Notice the speed at which they move through you. Allow yourself to take a big step back from identifying as the thoughts and begin to witness their passing through the mind like clouds through the sky, without getting attached or carried away, without judging yourself for what you're thinking about, but beginning to notice the habits and patterns in the way the mind turns. And then bring the awareness back and anchor it fully on your breath. Have a few more of those deep, long breaths, filling the entire chest from the inside out as you inhale. And as you exhale, sinking into the support of the ground beneath you, softening more deeply. When you are ready with an inhale, you can reach your arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Rock gently from side to side. Massage the low back. And with an exhale, roll to the right side body. Move slowly as you press down with the palms to lift up and come to a comfortable seated position. Look for that same alignment. Yeah, they're building a house. Maybe this was a bad idea. Dogs, come on. Okay. Looking for that same alignment we created laying on our backs. Make sure that you're pressing evenly through both sits bones. And as you inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. As you exhale, roll the shoulders together, down and in towards the back body to fully open and broaden the chest and collarbone. Good. So we're focusing on the alignment in the heart and shoulders today, the center of the energetic body, the place where the energy of who you truly are meets the energy of the universe, the place from which we reach out with our hands and connect to others. The fundamental aspect of the heart is balance. So learning to be in balance with all the aspects of yourself so that you can be in balance, in equal energetic exchange and right relationship with those around you. In the yogic tradition, the heart is also said to be where the soul resides. And there's this idea that as much as capitalist culture tries to teach us to look outside ourselves, to, fill the void, to buy things, to change our appearance to fit the stereotypes or whatever, This practice teaches us that everything that we need, that all the answers that we seek are actually already within us. And that it's more of a process of distilling down and peeling off these layers and levels of crap, judgments, expectations, projections that we've picked up from the world around us, so that we can get to this like shining essence of truth at the center of our being. And the idea is that we all have something very unique and particular to bring to the table, to contribute to the community. And that we won't really be fulfilled or joyful until we discover what it is. So seeing this whole experience of quarantine as an invitation to go inward, to peel back some of those layers and levels of bullshit that we picked up from the world around us, and to get down to what we have to share, Bailey, and what brings us joy. Like, what an amazing opportunity to figure our own shit out and to emerge at the end of this, ready to fully throw down, be your best self, and contribute, because the world is going to need you. So we'll think about that while we practice. You can inhale and reach your arms up and overhead. And exhale through the mouth with sound. One more time like that, clearing your body out. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then let's inhale to prepare for the sound of Om 3 times together. Inhale. Always pausing afterwards to observe how the sound resonates through the body, to honor the silence that is the backdrop to all sound. And we'll do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, to bring balance to the sides of the body, the hemispheres of the brain, the inner and the outer realms, the darkness and the light, all of the seemingly opposing forces that work within us to create stability and balance. You can bring your right hand up by your face, fold your pointer and your middle fingers down. We'll be using the thumb to block the right nostril, the ring and the pinky finger to block the left nostril, alternately. First, just inhale deeply through the nose, lift and lengthen through the crown. Exhale, roll the shoulders together, down and into the back. Block the right nostril with the thumb and inhale left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Switch. Exhale right. Inhale right. Switch. Exhale left. Inhale left. Switch. Exhale right. Inhale right. Switch. Exhale left. One more round on your own. Noticing if one side is tighter or more open than the other. Remembering that the left side is the moon, feminine, dark, creative, intuitive side, and the right side is the sun, masculine, light, logical, analytical side. Next time you exhale on the left side, you can release the hands, return to the normal breath, just observing any imbalances and making notes. So observing the effects of the pranayama on the energy in the body. This breath work is anti-anxiety breath, so really good for the current climate. And the practice that we're going to do today, focusing on the heart and shoulders, is a practice of finding balance with the earth and honoring the earth. So we'll do sun salutations, moon salutations, and then a sequence that you can do in tree pose or lotus pose before winding down. So we'll come onto our hands and knees, spread the fingers wide, round the knees right under the hips. As you inhale, drop the abdomen down, arch the back, gaze up. As you exhale, press down and curl the spine to the ceiling. Continue at your own pace. Sync the motions of the body with the breath. Use the breath to deepen the motions of the body. Allow this synchronicity to bring you fully and completely into the present moment, the place from which we experience joy. And then move in any way that feels good to you within the confines of the shapes. Remembering to listen to your body as we practice today. Since there isn't a teacher present, you have to feel the alignment from the inside out and honor yourself with rest when rest is required. Have 3 more deep, long breaths here. Remembering to turn the biceps forward, inner elbows forward, to roll the shoulders back. Looking to create that space in the neck and throat in all of our shapes. And then with an inhale, lift your right arm up. Stack the shoulders, open the heart, press out through the hands to find that leverage to pull the shoulders together down and into the back body. With an exhale, tuck that left arm under the right, right arm under the left, scoot the left fingertips out, and gaze up under that left armpit for a twist. Widening the right hip to the right as that equal and opposite force that stabilizes and centers the body. Keep the low abdomen lifted, and then lean back to deepen the twist, stacking the shoulders. Maybe you want to take that left arm around behind the back for the right hip or thigh bone. Have one more big breath. And then return to center. With your next inhale, lift the left arm up, pressing out through the hands to get that leverage to roll the shoulders together down and in towards the back body. With an exhale, tuck that left arm under the right, scoot the right fingertips out, gaze up under the right armpit for a twist. Widening the left hip to the left to stabilize the pelvis. Cinch the low ribs and the hip bones together to engage the core and protect the spine. And then lean into the back body more. Maybe you want to reach that right arm around for the left hip or thigh bone, wherever you're working. One more deep, long breath. And return to center. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high, and press back into your downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the feet, sway the hips, move in any way that feels good to you here for a moment. And once you've gotten your wiggles out, find some stillness. With the feet as wide as the hips, outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Inhale, lift and spread the fingers and toes. Stretch them out, ground them down. From that grounding, we get the leverage, equal and opposite motions to lift the abdomen and the hips high. Exhale, take the thigh bones back. Allow the heels to settle towards the floor. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Allow the head to hang heavy. And with an inhale, float forward into your plank pose. Pause here. There's a lift from the underside of the pose. The tailbone roots down towards the heels. The abdomen and the back of the ribs lift to meet the shoulder blades. The shoulders cannot be together and down the back unless the ribs lift to meet them. Roll the shoulders down and extend the crown forward. One more big breath here. And exhale, lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Everything on the ground, pressing down to lift the heart and crown. Shoulders roll together down and still, center of the shoulder blades. Hug into the spine to broaden the collarbone that last little bit. Have one more deep, long breath. And exhale, seat to heels, child's pose. You can sway the hips from side to side if that feels good to you. Allowing the energy and the heaviness of the hips to settle towards the heels. And from that grounding in your lower body, you can inhale and breathe length and space into the spine. Exhale. Soften deeply into the stretch. And let's work on the alignment of the arms here. This is like my favorite place to do it because there's a little bit of weight, but not too much weight bearing. Hands as wide as the shoulders. Press down into the palms to lift the forearms away from the floor. Feel that engagement in the muscles in the arms. Pull from your fingertips to the center of the back of the heart, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. The index knuckle mound stays grounded as the biceps turn up, rolling the shoulders back and creating space in the neck and throat. With an exhale, soften the center of the shoulder blades and the outer armpits down towards the ground. Have 3 more breaths. Feeling this engagement in the arms and shoulders and remembering it for later, for down dog and for inversion. Keep this engagement in the arms as you tuck the toes, lift the hips high and press back, downward facing dog. Building your shape from the ground up, hands and feet are evenly grounded. That lifting and spreading of the fingers and toes initiates the drawing of the energy in and up. from the floor to the core, lifting the abdomen and the hips high. Press the thigh bones back. Let the head hang heavy. Keeping the arms, the hands grounded to lift the arms. The shoulders drawn down the back, which is up in direction here. Turn the biceps forward. Take the center of the shoulder blades up and back to the thigh bones. 3 breaths. And with an inhale, begin to tippy-toe the feet forward to meet the hands. Coming into that standing forward bend at the front of the mat. Let the head be heavy. Shake it out, yes and no. Grab opposite elbows and sway. Move in any way that feels good to you to release tension from the back, the shoulders, and the neck. Let it drain out through the crown of the head. And then with an inhale, return to center. And exhale through the mouth with sound. Release the arms down. Next, inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. So just checking in with our alignment. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Sticking your booty out a little bit so the center of the hips come over the knees and ankles. With the thigh bones back like that, we draw the center of the buttocks into the midline to root the pelvis down. So at every level of the body, there's all these actions that we have to find balance with. And it's going to be slightly different what is needed in each body. So you've really got to pay attention to what's going on for you. When we get the thigh bones back and the tailbone grounded, it helps us to lift the pelvic floor, to lift the abdomen towards the spine so that we can lift the torso. Turn the palms to face forward to roll the shoulders back. That same rotation in the arms, that is very important for the health and the alignment in the shoulders. With an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. As you press into the fingertips, roll the shoulders back. With an exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back to plank. And find that lift of the ribs to meet the shoulder blades that supports the head and neck. And with an exhale, lower, bending the elbows just to 90 degrees. So maybe you want to use your knees as you shift your weight and your gaze forward, keeping the back of the heart lifted, chaturanga. Press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Again, biceps turn forward and center of the shoulder blades hug into the spine. With an exhale, lift your hips high, press back, downward facing dog. Return to your breath. Good. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Lengthen the spine and exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release the arms by your sides. Again, Tadasana, mountain pose. Check in with your alignment. Thigh bones back. Tailbone grounding through the heels. This time as you inhale, arms reach up. Lift the gaze, lift the sternum, arch back slightly. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back to plank. Lift the ribs to meet the shoulder blades. Lift the back of the head. And exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Biceps forward, center of the shoulder blades into the spine. Exhale, lift the hips high. Downward facing dog. Return to your breath. Cultivating that balance and evenness in the breath that brings balance and evenness into the heart rate and the speed of the thoughts through the mind. Good. With an inhale, we'll gaze forward, step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Lengthen the spine and exhale, fold more deeply. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up, drop the seat, chair pose. Sticking your booty out behind you to get low. Drawing the center of the buttocks into the midline again so that we can lift the torso. Moving towards stacking the heart over the hips. As we stretch through the fingertips, we find the leverage to roll the shoulders down the back. The low ribs draw down and back. One more big breath here. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back to plank pose. Moving through a vinyasa or coming to down dog. Honoring your body with your choices in this moment. With an inhale, lift your right leg high. Lift from the inner thigh in the center of the heel. Press the left thigh bone back. With your next exhale, step that right foot through between the hands and inhale, rise. Warrior one at the top of your breath. Hugging your legs together to bring the hips to face forward. The tailbone roots down, lifting the whole front body. Reach through the fingertips and roll the shoulders down the back. With your next exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the abdomen and the sternum. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Coming down on the inside edge of the front knee. Nothing changes in the lower body. Draw the shoulders together and down the back, away from the ears. Then draw the arms more actively away from the back body. Head hangs heavy. One more big inhale and exhale, release. Ground the palms, step back. Move through your vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Whatever choice you make, keep your awareness anchored on your breath. Inhale the left leg high. Lift from the inner thigh in the center of the heel. Press that right thigh bone back. Lengthen both sides of the lower back evenly. And with an exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Inner rotating the back thigh to bring that right hip around in line with the left. Allowing the tailbone to settle, giving you leverage to lift the frontal hip bones. Lift the fingertips, the crown of the head, soften the shoulders and low ribs down and back. Have one more big inhale. And exhale, release the hands. Switch out the crossing behind your back. Inhale, lift the abdomen and the sternum. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Coming down on the inside edge of that front knee. Pull the shoulders down the back, away from the ears, which is up here. Draw the arms away from the back body as you let your head hang heavy. If your elbows hyperextend, take a slight bend in them. One more big breath. And exhale, release. Round your palms, step back. Move through that vinyasa or come to down dog or child's pose. Whatever choice you make, stay with the breath. The breath provides everything that we need. From the breath, we can draw up the qualities of the earth, the strength, the stability, the steadiness. As you exhale, extending out in all directions, through the corners of the hands, the feet, the crown of the head. Let's meet back in down dog. One more big breath. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, fold deeply into your legs. Inhale, drop the seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. One more time like that. Inhale, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, gaze forward. Baleen. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back. Move through a vinyasa or come to down dog. Hey, stop it. Sorry. With an inhale, the right leg high. This time, exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, open up through the side body. Continue pressing that left thigh bone back and taking the center of the shoulder blades up and back to the thigh bone. Baleen, go. With an inhale, bring your leg to center. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise this time to warrior 2. Find that deep bend in your front knee again. The back thigh bone is back and slightly inner rotated. As both thigh bones press back, opening the hips, grounding the tailbone down. With an inhale, reach up, arch back. Peaceful warrior. Rolling the shoulders back even here. One more big breath. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Keep your awareness on your breath. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Open up through the side body plane. Continue pressing that right thigh bone back. Heel in line with the toes. Turn your biceps forward and take the center of the shoulder blades up and back to the thigh bone. One more big breath. And then inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, we'll rise to the side, warrior 2. Finding the balance in the pelvis that allows you to bring balance to the shoulders. Back thigh bone inner rotates slightly. Both thigh bones press back. Sits bone, tailbone grounds between sits bones. Lifting the frontal hip bone as you inhale and lift the left arm up. Reach the right arm around behind your back. Press out through both hands to roll the shoulders back. Center of the shoulders into the spine to fully open the chest. One more big breath. And cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back. Move through that vinyasa. Or come to down dog or child's pose. Wherever you are, awareness on your breath. Feeling that fire that is generated in the body through the practice. Breathing it into those places that are tight and sore and stuck. Places that are gripping not just in the physical body, but in the mind as well. I'm so itchy, this was probably a bad idea to be outside. But we'll meet in downward facing dog. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Get length through the spine and exhale, fold. Inhale, drop the seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good, so now we're gonna do the moon salutations to bring that balance of the energy. So standing at the top of your mat, thigh bones back, tailbone grounded. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Interlace the hands and point the index finger up. With an exhale, take it up and over to the left side. Pressing down from the tailbone through the heels to lift the side bodies and sides of the neck. Notice if that right shoulder drops forward. Draw them both back. One more big breath. Inhale to center. Exhale it up and over to the right side. Continuing to press from the pelvis through the heels to lift the abdomen, the side bodies, the sides of the neck. Tendency is for that left shoulder to drop forward. Draw both shoulders back, down, and into the back body. With your next inhale, return to center. Exhale, lift the right knee and bring the hands to the heart. Step back. Turn both feet out slightly and exhale, bend the knees right in line with the ankles. Goddess pose. So however much your knees can go out, that's how much your feet are turned out. Your tailbone is grounded, so we can lift the front body. The shoulders are hugged together down and into the back body. Have one more big breath here. And inhale, straighten the legs. Turn the right foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. Left foot turns to face forward, preparing for triangle pose. Lift and spread your toes, stretch them out, round them down. As you exhale, widening the back hip from the inner thigh back, cutting the front thigh bone back. Keep your abdomen back as you stretch your side bodies long and come down into your triangle pose. Scanning your body from the ground up and noticing where things have gotten jammed up. That is your sign and signal to make adjustments. Often it happens in the front hip. We have to take the thigh bone back and the buttock into the midline of the body. When the hips stack, we can breathe that length and space into the spine and press out through the hands to roll the shoulders back. Gaze up. One more breath. And exhale, lower that right arm down. Hop the back foot in slightly. Turn the hips to face forward. Press both thigh bones back. Lift the abdomen. And exhale, fold more deeply into that straight front leg. Remembering to press down with the hands to lift the shoulders away from the ears and to hug them in towards the back body. Have 3 deep, long breaths. Inhale, lift the abdomen and the gaze. Exhale, lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Anjane Asana. Again, hugging your legs together energetically to bring the hips to face forward. Allowing that front thigh bone and the tailbone to root down. Take the whole center of the buttocks forward to open up through the back hip flexor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift the gaze, lift the sternum. Lean back. 3 breaths. And inhale, return to center. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes and turn the back foot out, turn the front foot in as you walk to a wide-legged forward fold. Walk to the right. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. From the back of the knees lifting up. From the back of the knees pressing down. Inhale, lift the abdomen. And exhale, fold more deeply. If it's accessible, bring the crown of the head to the floor. Bring your hands to ground as wide as your shoulders in between your feet with your fingers facing towards your head. The elbows stack over the wrists. We're pressing down to lift the shoulders up. The elbows hug in. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And with an inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, walk the hands towards the left foot. Taking these shapes in reverse, lower the walk your hands towards the right foot, lower the left knee down. There we go. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Find that grounding and activation in the legs that lets you lift and lengthen the spine. Hug the legs together. Root the tailbone down, center of the buttocks forward, and out of that grounding in the pelvis, lift the abdomen, the sternum, the gaze. Lean back for 3 breaths. Good. Inhale to center, and exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the back toes under. You're straightening both legs. Hop the back foot in slightly so that you can turn the heel in and ground it down. Thigh bones press back to lengthen the lower back. Lift your abdomen and then exhale, fold more deeply. Press into the hands to lift the shoulders and hug them in towards the back body. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And inhale, lift your gaze. Turn the back foot out and open the hips and the side body plane. The hand is grounded on your shin, ankle or calf. No, shin or ankle or behind your foot. The back thigh bone is back and lifting up. Lift the left arm up. Scan your body, noticing where things are getting compressed and constricted and feeling free to move around and make adjustments. Press out through your palms to draw the shoulders together down and into the spine. Shift your gaze up. 1 more big breath. And with an inhale, rise. Turn both feet out slightly and take that deep bend in your knees again. Knees bend in line with the ankles. Tailbone roots down. Frontal hip bones lift the whole front body. Pull the shoulders together down and into the back. Have 1 more deep, long breath. Inhale, straighten your legs. Left foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. Right foot turns to face forward. With an inhale, step forward. Interlace the hands. Exhale, up and over to the right side. Roll the left shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale, up and over to the left side. Roll the right shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the hands to the heart. Release them down by your sides. Good. How's everybody doing? Good. We've done 1 round of our moon salutation, so we're gonna make our way back to the other side with that. So with an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Interlace the hands. Exhale, up and over to the right side. Pressing from the tailbone through the heels. Draw the left shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale, up and over to the left side. Press down through the heels. Draw your right shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Lift the left knee and step it back behind you. Coming back to that shape with the feet turned out, the knees stacked over the ankles. This time, bring the hands onto the knees. With an exhale, drop the left shoulder down, still rolling both shoulders together down and into the back as you gaze to the right. One more breath. Inhale to center. Exhale the right shoulder down, but you're not just letting it collapse. It's going down, but it's still drawing back. Gazing up and over the left shoulder. Have one more big breath. Inhale to center. Turn the left foot parallel with the back edge of the mat, the right foot to face forward. As you exhale, widening the back hip back, cutting the front thigh bone back, reaching this left hand around behind your back. Stretch the side bodies along as you come down into that unsupported triangle pose. If it's too much, just ground your hand, but roll the shoulders back and gaze up. 3 breaths. Good. With an exhale, take that left hand to frame the right foot. Pop the back foot in slightly. Press the thigh bones back, the hips face forward. There is balance and evenness in the sacrum and the pelvis. The left hand can stay grounded inside or move to the outside of the right foot. As you inhale, lift the abdomen, get length, and lift the right arm up. Press out through the hands to roll the shoulders together down and into the back body. Have 3 breaths, sorry. Don't let that arm go behind you. Keep energy in it, pointing straight up. And with an exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward. Exhale, lower that left knee down. We're gonna take the hands inside that right foot, and you're welcome to stay right here, lifting the back of the ribs to meet the shoulder blades as you roll them down the back. You're welcome to bend the left leg and reach for the left foot with the right hand, sticking your booty out towards your heel, rooting your tailbone down, then taking the center of the buttocks forward as you stack the shoulders to open the heart. 3 breaths. Exhale, release. Tuck the back toes and begin to walk the hands to the left. Coming into that wide-legged forward fold. Again, outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Exhale, fold deeply. You're welcome to interlace your hands behind your back here, or to keep them grounded between the feet, as wide as the shoulders, pressing down to lift the shoulders up. If headstand is part of your practice, feel free to rise into a headstand here. Remembering that pressing down into the hands and lifting the shoulders up and hugging them into the back body is what creates the support. Wherever you're working, 5 more deep, long breaths. If you're in headstand, exhale, wide with the legs, lowering them back down to that standing forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands over to the left foot, Flipping up onto the ball of the back foot, lower the back knee down. Choose the same adventure on both sides. So maybe you're just staying here, getting that lift of the ribs to meet the shoulder blades, and then rolling the shoulders down the back. Maybe you want to reach the left hand around behind you to grab onto the right foot. Stick your booty out towards your heel, root your tailbone down, take the whole center of the buttocks forward and take the heel with you. Then inhale, roll the shoulders open to stack the shoulder blades. Block. Have 3 breaths. Good. Exhale, release. Ground one hand outside the front, each hand outside the front foot. Tuck the back toes under. Straighten both legs and hop the back foot in slightly. We want that balance and evenness in the pelvis. Thigh bones back to lengthen the lower back. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Keep the right hand grounded inside or outside the left foot. And then with an inhale, lift the left arm up. Pressing through the palms to roll the shoulders back. 3 breaths. Don't let that left arm go away behind you. It's like you're high-fiving someone right above your face. Bottom shoulder into the spine as well. With an exhale, release. Turn that back foot out and inhale, lift the right arm up. Triangle pose. Reaching that top hand around behind your back. It's helping you root that front thigh bone back and hug the buttock into the midline. If you did so on the other side, lift the left arm up. 3 breaths. And with an inhale, rise. Turn both feet out slightly. Deep bend in the knees. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down, gaze right. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down, gaze left. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale to center. Straighten both legs. Right foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. Left foot facing forward. Inhale, reach up. Interlace the hands. Exhale, up and over to the left side. Inhale to center. Buddha. Exhale, up and over to the right side. Inhale to center. Exhale the hands to the heart. Release them by your sides. You made it through moon salutations. Amazing work. With an inhale, you can reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back. Move through a vinyasa, keeping your awareness on the alignment in the shoulders. Or meet us in down dog or child's pose. Wherever you're working, return to your breath. Take a moment to check in with what has been revealed to you through your practice today. Where do you feel strong? What did you really enjoy? How were you challenged? How do you speak to yourself? And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And with an inhale, gaze forward, Buddha. Step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your side. Good. So we are getting to the last little part. That's going to be the tree pose or lotus pose variation of the earth prayer practice. So we'll begin on the left leg, and you can, I'm getting so many bug bites. I'm gonna show you all the options before I turn sideways. So for tree pose, you can take the foot at the calf, or you can take the foot above the knee, but we don't wanna press sideways into the knee joint. There's also the option to, if it's accessible, we close our knee joint and then take the foot into the hip crease for lotus. If that doesn't feel good, there's also the option to just cross the ankle over the knee. Either way, the foot and the leg press together. Good. So we're at the top of the mat and you're choosing your adventure. You're gonna inhale, lift the right knee and place the foot on the calf, the thigh, in the hip crease, or just against the leg. The hands can come to the heart to start, making sure the thigh bones are back, tailbone grounding down. If you're in lotus, that right hand can reach around behind the back for the right toe. If you're in tree pose, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands as wide as the shoulders. You can stay right here at center, or you can play with leaning up and over to the right side. Wherever you're working, have 3 deep, long breaths. And inhale to center. Exhale, we're gonna fold forward over the leg. You're gonna keep your foot where it is, unless it becomes too intense, and then maybe you wanna lower the foot down the leg a little bit. With an inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold more deeply, pressing down with the hands to roll the shoulders back. 3 breaths. With an inhale, lift your gaze. You can ground both hands or you can stay bound. Pop the left foot back. Roll onto the outside edge of the left foot for side plank in tree or lotus pose. If you need to release the leg and step it forward for support, you can do that. Pressing down to lift up, roll the shoulders back, have 3 breaths. And then with an exhale, release. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward dog or child's pose. Wherever you're working, return to the breath. Have 3 deep, long breaths. And with an inhale, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And with an inhale, gaze forward. And you can play with popping the hips over the shoulders for some kind of handstand practice. Lengthen the spine and fold deeply. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down. So handstand is called Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, which means downward facing tree. So it's part of this series of tree pose. We'll shift our weight onto our right foot, and you want to choose the same variation you did on the other side. Inhale, lift the left knee, turn the knee out. Place the foot on the calf or the thigh above or below the knee joint. With the knee closed, maybe you can take the foot into the hip crease for lotus. Thigh bones are back, tailbone rooted down, hands at the heart. Maybe you want to reach around for the bind. Either way, with an inhale, reach the arms up. Feel and find the center, looking for that stacking of the bones and joints. Maybe stay here. Maybe reach up through the right side and lean over to the left. Wherever you're working, 3 breaths. And inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping your left leg where it is, unless it becomes too intense, and then you might want to lower the foot down the leg a little bit. If you need to take a slight bend in your knee here, listen to your body and do what you gotta do. With an inhale, gaze forward, get length. Exhale, fold more deeply for 3 breaths. And then again, inhale, gaze forward, get length. You can have both hands grounded if you would like, but you're gonna hop that right foot back and turn onto the outer edge of the right foot for your side plank. Pressing down to lift up. Roll the shoulders back. Have 3 breaths. With an exhale, release. Move through a vinyasa or come to down dog or child's pose. Check back in with the quality of your breath here. The tension in your body. The speed of the thoughts through the mind in this moment. And then return the awareness back to your breath. Good. We will come all the way forward onto the abdomen. Bend the knees, grab the feet. Keep the legs hugging towards each other, knees no wider than the hips. Kick the feet back on the hands, pull the hands on the feet, and lift the chest. The thigh bones stay grounded until the heels come over the knees, and then the heels can lift up. 3 more breaths. And with an exhale, release. Turn your head to one side. Gently shake out the hips to release the low back. Allow yourself to sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Finding that balance of effort and ease. And then we will rise onto our knees for camel pose. Keeping the hips over the knees, I'm like shedding my mat everywhere. The tailbone roots down, the center of the buttocks into the midline. As you inhale, lift the sternum, or you can put your hands on your low back if you like, to help root the tailbone down and the buttocks into the midline. Inhale, lift the sternum and the gaze. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the sternum by hugging the shoulders into the back body. And exhale, lean back. Try not to collapse into your neck as you lower. Maybe you can reach your heels with your hands, but without completely collapsing in the neck. Creating a uniform curve in the spine. 3 more deep, long breaths. Lifting from the center of the shoulder blades up through the sternum. With an inhale, rise. Exhale, sit back between the heels or on the heels. If that causes discomfort in the knees or hips, choose a different seat. Allow the tailbone to settle. Lift the abdomen, the heart, the crown. Roll the shoulders back. Close your eyes to feel and find that stacking of the vertebrae and the bones and joints that bring a lightness into the body. Be with your breath. Good. And then we're going to come to seated. Ground your fingertips behind you. Lift your shins parallel to the earth. Roll the shoulders into the back body and broaden the collarbone fully. Stay here or lift the hands, but keeping the shoulders drawn back. Maybe straighten the legs. 5 breaths. Good. Exhale, bring the soles of the feet together. Round the sits bones. Inhale, lift the abdomen, the heart, and the crown. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, drawing the heart out past your feet. Keeping the shoulders back so you're not just crunching into a ball here, but you're lengthening the spine and fold more deeply. Have 5 deep, long breaths. Oh. With an inhale, rise. Another time, grounding the fingertips behind you. Shins parallel to the earth. Roll the shoulders back. Maybe lift the hands. Maybe straighten the legs. Keeping the shoulders drawn back. 5 breaths. Good. Exhale, release. This time, let's extend the legs out. You're gonna pull again that right foot into the groin, closing the knee joint. You're welcome to keep the foot at the groin or to lift the foot into the hip crease. If you lift the foot into the hip crease, the knee comes forward way more. Either way, grounding the fingertips by the hips, inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. If accessible, you can take that right hand behind the back for the right foot. Either way, exhale and fold forward over your straight left leg. Be with the breath. 5 breaths. Rolling the shoulders into the back body, even here. Feeling the neck. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch sides. So again, you can just draw the left foot in towards the groin, or if you are comfortable coming into lotus, you can, with the knee shut so that you're not messing with the hinge knee joint, lift the foot into the hip crease, bringing the Buddha, put your butt out of the way, bringing the knees slightly forward. If this causes like sharp pain in the knee or hip, that's letting you know that your body is not ready for it. Sharp pain is never what we're looking for, but like stretching and muscular stretch and strength gain. You can, if you did so on the other side, grab the left big toe with the left hand, ground the fingertips by the hips, inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold deeply over that straight right leg, continuing to draw the shoulders together down and into the back body. Continuing to be aware of how the neck is an extension of the spine and not crumpling it up here. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Good. With an inhale, lift up. Extend both legs out, ground the fingertips behind you, lift the shins parallel to the earth. Choose your adventure here. And 5 breaths, maybe you want to exhale down and inhale up. And maybe you don't. Maybe you want to stay in one of these variations for your 5 breaths. It's remembering that if you're ever like, oh my God, this shit's getting so easy, there's always more to do. Good. With an exhale, release, knees into the chest. And then straighten the legs. Ground the fingertips by the hips. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Exhale, fold deeply. 10 breaths here. Once you've had 10 breaths, with an inhale, slowly rise. And exhale, you're rolling back. Arms stay by the ears as much as possible, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming to lay down flat on your back. Then you're gonna bring your hands down by your hips and engage the abdomen as you inhale and scoop from the tailbone to the heels to lift the legs up. Bringing the legs all the way overhead to touch the floor behind you, preparing for a shoulder stand. So the back of the head and shoulders are your foundation here. You do not turn your head. If the feet can't come to the floor behind your head, you can just bend the knees and bend the elbows and bring the hands onto the lower back. If the feet do come down behind the head, interlace the hands and roll the shoulders under even more. Then everybody bring your hands onto your back. You're welcome to stay in plow pose, pressing down through the back of the head, the arms and shoulders to lift the hips, or to extend the legs up towards the sky. Pressing down through the back of the head, the arms, the shoulders, to lift through the heels. Looking for that same stacking of the bones and joints. Center of the buttocks hugs into the midline, but not too much to crunch your lower back. Finding that balance between thigh bones back and buttocks into the midline. Have 10 deep, long breaths. When you are ready to come down, dropping the feet down behind you or bending the knees, release the arms, slowly roll the spine out, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, when the legs are perpendicular to the floor, drawing the abdomen into the spine as you slowly lower them to the mat. You are welcome to take Shavasana now, or to rise onto the forearms for that fish pose. These poses, shoulder stand, most beneficial pose for the immune system, and fish pose, a great pose for opening the heart and lungs. So the thumbs ground right behind your buttocks. You're on the forearms. Inhale, lift the sternum, and exhale. As you lower the head back, you might want to slide back a little bit so the crown of the head can come to the floor. If you have a block, you can also support yourself in the center of the back with the block for this pose. Have 5 deep, long breaths. When you're ready, lift the head and the gaze, and exhale, lower all the way down onto your back for Shavasana. Final relaxation. Allowing the feet to be as wide as the hips and fall open. Palms facing up at like a 30-degree angle from the body. Return your awareness to your breath and allow it to fill the body from the inside out like a balloon. As you exhale completely, any residual anxiety, tension, self-doubt leaves the body with the breath through the fingertips. So through this practice, we let go of all the things that are standing between us and our truest, our best, our most joyful selves. take this moment to savor any quiet, peace, or calm that has come into the body or mind through the practice today. And then begin to intentionally deepen your inhales. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Gently sway the head. With an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. And exhale, roll onto the right side body. Use that right arm as a pillow as you gather your bearings. Move slowly when you're ready. Press down with the palms to lift up and come to a comfortable seated position. Return your awareness to the breath and observe the quality of the breath now after your practice. Notice where in the body you're still holding tension, where some things may have shifted, where there is new awareness. Observe the speed of the thoughts through the mind in this moment. And then return the awareness to anchor on the breath. We will seal our collective efforts with a single Om, allowing the low body to be heavy and ground you down. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the heart and crown. Exhale, roll the shoulders together down and into the back body. Lean gently back to stack the vertebrae, aligning this internal antenna within us that connects us to all things. Inhale deeply to prepare. Bring the hands to the heart and bow the head in gratitude for the tools of this practice that remind us we can always use our awareness to make adjustments, returning ourselves and our world to balance. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna stop recording.